Hello movie lovers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we have something special for all you fans of the iconic film, The Godfather. We've dug deep into the archives to bring you 12 fascinating facts about this cinematic masterpiece that you probably didn't know. Fact number 1. Did you know that the cat in the famous opening scene of The Godfather was not originally planned? The cat was found wandering around the Paramount lot, and Marlon Brando, who played Vito Corleone, decided to incorporate it into the scene. It turned out to be a happy accident that added a touch of authenticity to the character. Fact number 2. Remember that unforgettable scene where Clay Mainza teaches Michael how to make spaghetti sauce? Well, the recipe used in the film was actually given to Francis Ford Coppola by his own mother. So, the mouth-watering sauce you see on screen is a family recipe passed down through generations. Fact number 3. The Godfather is known for its incredible score composed by Nino Rota. However, did you know that the iconic theme almost didn't make it into the film? Paramount Pictures executives initially felt the music was too traditional and wanted a more modern score. Thankfully, Francis Ford Coppola fought to keep the original score, and we can't imagine the film without it. Fact number 4. Behind the scenes, the cast faced significant challenges in their personal lives. While many actors grappled with personal issues, one who debatably struggled the most to the point where many members of the cast judged him was Al Pacino. He battled his demons to such an extent that he had to undergo therapy 5 days a week for an astounding 25 years. In fact, during the filming of the movies, Pacino faced moments of deep despair, with multiple attempts to end his own life.
Are you tough?
Well, I don't know what that means. I wouldn't... Tough? Do I look tough? I guess, I don't know. Tough getting through life. You gotta be tough, I guess. We're all tough. It's, how do you mean tough?
Cope. At coping, that's what
toughness, I think what comes from toughness is because you're trying to cover something, isn't it, usually? A certain sensitivity, or a certain vulnerability. That's toughness. I wouldn't know if I am or not.
Are you vulnerable?
You'd have to. I wouldn't know that either. I would imagine I am.
How good are you at, or comfortable are you at looking inside yourself and saying, well, I'm this and I'm that? And
well, I'm doing it now. That's the first time in a long time. It sort of saved my life at the time because I was, I guess, so depressed and so
was that
so unhappy that anything funny was sort of a... It's a good therapy, you know, to do things that are funny. I mean, I would think... I'm always fascinated by people, funny people, because I think it's interesting to be around them, too, and watch how they cope.
It's a testament to his strength and resilience that he was able to deliver such a remarkable performance amidst such personal turmoil. Fact number 5. The Godfather is filled with hidden Easter eggs, and one of them involves a secret connection to another iconic film. Keep an eye out for a brief cameo by legendary director Martin Scorsese. Fact number 6. While The Godfather depicts an Italian-American crime family, interestingly, not all of the actors portraying the characters were of Italian descent. Among the notable actors who weren't Italian were Jewish-German James Caan, who played Sonny Corleone, half-Dutch half-Irish Marlon Brando, who played Vito Corleone, Russian-Jewish Abe Vigoda, who played Sal Tessio, and Irish John Cazale, who played Frito. Despite not sharing the same heritage as their characters, their performances were so convincing that they became an integral part of the film's success. Fact number 6. Al Pacino is one of the very few members of the Godfather cast who is not homophobic. And like his co-stars, Pacino has been vocal about supporting the LGBTQ community and has spoken out on numerous occasions.
Why have you chosen films with LGBT content?
Oh, I don't know. It's the world we live in. It's life. It's there. It's in the world that this movie takes place in very easily. It's in the world I've lived through.
Right.
You know, it's a very accepted thing throughout my life, you know, so it's a natural thing.
In those films where you played a gay character, those were over 30 years ago. How do you think depicting a gay character has changed?
I think it's changed because there's so much more of a understanding, and it's like much more natural. So in that way, it's changed, of course. When I did it even over 30 years ago, it was a very big thing for an actor who was prominent to play a gay character.
Interestingly, Pacino himself identifies as bisexual, openly sharing his preference for men. He has fearlessly taken on diverse roles, including portraying LGBT characters, with his most popular performance being as Tom Burns in the film Cruising, released in 1980.
Hey, baby, what's happening?
I'm with someone.
Aren't we all? Want to dance?
Neil Patrick Harris even showcased his humor and wit in a memorable song performance at the 2011 Emmy Awards. In his entertaining act, Harris playfully appealed to straight men to experience the magic of Broadway. While playfully teasing some of the fellow actors about their straight identities, he mockingly singled out Al Pacino and Joe Mantello as the odd ones out. It was a light-hearted moment that added a touch of humor and camaraderie to the event.
It's amazing. Look at all these straight people. James Earl Jones, you're straight. Vanessa Redgrave, you're straight. Joe Mantello, thanks for coming. Well, hey. Oh no, the edge, what's going on? You see? You'll feel right at home here on Broadway, everyone. Look at all these straight people. Al Pacino, you're way too famous to participate in this bid. Hey!
Fact number 7. The "take the cannoli" line was improvised. The script only had actor Richard Castellano as Clay Mainza say "leave the gun" after the hit on the mobster who ratted on the Corleones. He was inspired to make the addition after Coppola inserted a line in which the character's wife asks him to buy cannoli for dessert.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Fact number 8. The production of The Godfather faced its fair share of challenges when it came to Al Pacino's involvement. Pacino's constant neuroses and struggles with his mental state posed difficulties for the studio, who considered firing him from the film.
I remember he was talking about how they wanted to fire Pacino and they wanted him out, and Francis had shot the early scenes where we're just young and he's kind of insecure, and they kept hating him, the studio. And so what happened was that Francis, being a genius, he said, okay, I'm going to shoot this one scene, and he shot the scene so that they wouldn't fire Pacino, of where Pacino kills the cop. Do you know where Pacino? Oh my God! And that scene, Al Pacino's so great in that scene. It's so moving.
According to Francis, he was so convinced he was going to be replaced during the filming of The Godfather that he never had a moment's peace. Did you have any concerns about being replaced in Godfather?
Of course.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm still wondering why I wasn't. I mean, I was so sure I was going to be replaced that I really finally, I know it sounds, but I finally just wanted to be replaced. I thought, what am I doing here? This is just not, it's not working. I don't feel wanted, or it's like weird. You just felt, acting needs confidence. You need a certain amount of feeling people want you there.
Francis said that he devised a strategy to save Al and himself. Do you remember what it was? He told us he moved the shooting scene in the restaurant up in the shooting schedule.
That's right.
So that they would see the dailies of it.
That's right.
And the morning after they saw the rushes, all the pressure vanished.
That was brilliant, because I was out. They were going to replace me. I think by the way I was doing the earlier stuff, they didn't think I could do that I could handle that. They wanted to see more of the guy, the end result, earlier. And I kept thinking that was the wrong way to go. That was a mistake.
You didn't want to play results, and they wanted results.
Yeah, but I thought it would be hurtful to the film, really.
Yeah. This next question will surprise absolutely no one. There are a couple of scenes between you and Marlon Brando that, not to mince words, are acting lessons. Tell us about working with Marlon on that film.
To understand the condition I was in at the time, to know what state I was in as a young man, feeling unwanted and thinking I was going to go any minute. But I mean, It was a little
Nervous?
a little unnerving, and you don't know. And Marlon would play that a little bit. He was yeah, but he was so good to me. He was so sensitive to the condition because I was in a precarious condition, to say the least, because they were going to let me go, I think.
They were going to let you go.
Yeah. Even Francis said to me, I had a lot of belief in you when I hired you. I wanted you. I just felt you could do this thing. And now, there you are. You're not cutting it for me, kid. He said, I want you to see some of the rushes. So I said, all right. By that time, I didn't want to be in the movie anymore. I just, you get the feeling you're not wanted, so you don't want to be there.
So you were thinking you might not be in a movie when you did that gunshot scene?
Yeah. But I saw the rushes. I went in and saw what he was talking about. And I looked at the movie and I thought, wow, I don't know. I seem to be doing what I wanted to do. But I'll just pretend. Like I said, oh yeah, you're right. I could see it. But I knew I was into something right. But I didn't say anything. But they kept me after the shooting.
According to James Caan, the production team had to consistently cover up Pacino's self-inflicted injuries with makeup and employ various measures to maintain his appearance on screen, despite Pacino thinking it would have been fitting for his character. When faced with the threat of losing his job, Pacino openly expressed his indifference, stating that he was forced to do the film in the first place. This claim holds some truth, as Pacino had reservations about accepting the role initially. The studio wanted Robert Redford or Ryan O'Neal to play Michael Corleone, but Coppola Ways wanted Al Pacino. It was director Francis Ford Coppola who intervened to prevent Pacino's dismissal. Coppola recognized his potential and took it upon himself to push him to deliver a better performance. It was director Francis Ford Coppola who intervened to prevent Pacino's dismissal. Coppola recognized his potential and took it upon himself to push him to deliver a better performance. In his efforts, Coppola tried to discourage what he referred to as Pacino's bullshit and urged him to step up his game.
And then he wanted me to play the part. I thought he was practical joke there. But he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was downhill after that because nobody else wanted me. Paramount didn't want me or Brando. Because you really do find sometimes as an actor that you don't think you're right for anything. Everybody else is better for the part.
You really think that?
Yeah, I really do. It must be some secret thing I do to get myself worked up. I don't know. But I do feel that way.
Okay, I'm not sure who you thought of would be better for Michael Corleone than yourself.
Well, pretty much anybody else.
Fact number 9. Coppola only cast Diane Keaton because she was eccentric, in order to bring some life to the straight, boring character of Kay Adams. Coppola went with Diane Keaton, who are described as so eccentric and kind of weird in a way. Fact number 10. The notorious horse's head was real. The horse head in the movie producer's bed wasn't a prop. The production got a real horse's head from a local dog food company. Fact number 10. Luca Brassi's nervousness around Don Corleone is genuine. In the first movie, many fans have noticed that Luca Brasi acts nervously around Don Corleone. As it turns out, these nerves were genuine. Lenny Montana, the actor who was playing Luca Brasi, felt so intimidated to be in a scene with Marlon Brando that he could barely get through his dialogue when he was opposite the acting legend. In fact, in their first take together, Montana fluffed a bunch of his lines, as Brando terrified him. Coppola decided that it worked well for the character to stumble through his words in front of a fearsome mafia boss. This is why the director added the scene in which Luca practices his speech. Fact number 11. Working on The Godfather was a nightmare. Though it's widely regarded as one of the greatest films of all time, the production of the movie was stressful for everyone involved. The trouble started before shooting even began. The then up-and-coming Coppola, who almost passed on the movie, demanded a $5 million budget and refused to let the film be shot in Kansas. He got his wish, but when he asked for an 80-day shooting schedule, Paramount only gave him 53. For their parts, Coppola and Al were constantly at threat of being fired from the movie. It was the most miserable film I can think of to make, producer Al Ruddy stated.
My story, because I was in the Sicily, and we were doing the wedding scene, he said, "Go, Al, go around and just, you know, 'cause, I mean, he's making movies. The clock is ticking, and I'm asking him stupid questions. but and he said, just go over there to the family group there and speak Italian to them." And I said, I don't speak Italian, Francis. He said, "Well, it doesn't matter. Just say anything to them. It's okay. I'm over there. I got the camera over there. Don't worry about it." I said, "I'm not worried. I just..." He said, no, just go there and do it. So I said, all right. So I go over there, and I'm talking. And then he says, "Well, now what you do is you get up and you grab the girl that you're going to marry, and you do the waltz just around there and go around in a circle." I said, "Francis, I can't waltz. I've never waltzed." You know, he said, "You not waltz? What do you mean you can't?" "Well, just go around. All right, take her around and don't go around with her." I said, okay, I'll go do it. So I got the girl who did not like me to start with. Oh, God, she just, I don't know, she had her eyes somewhere else, I guess. But I was going around the thing with the girl, and I was dizzy and everything, but it didn't matter. He says, "Then just get in the car and go." Francis, I don't drive. And I swear, he said, "Why did I hire you?"
What was the earliest sign? So you have all, you know, there's these little hiccups along the way.
Yeah.
But when did you first realize, and this is the last thing about Godfather 1 for a moment.
Yeah.
When did you first realize, wait a minute, I'm part of something really special here?
I didn't even conceive of it. Honestly, I didn't, until I saw it. And I didn't see it. I saw it, you know, this is the kind of, you know, I was a kid, so I was, whatever. And I saw it, and I remember seeing it. I don't know what was on my mind ever. I was, all due respect, you know, half the time I was sort of high. But afterwards, so I was kind of, my mind was in strange places. But I went and saw it. You would think I would have known what I saw, you know, but I saw it, and I thought, you know, it was good. And I thought, but I had a lot of notes.
Yeah.
So I went to Francis. You see, we're similar ages. I mean, he's only a year older than me. So I went to him, and we were like contemporaries together in this, you know. And I said, "Francis," he said, "What's that?" I said, "My notes." Sorry. These are so vivid to me when I'm thinking about them now, you know. The nerve, you know. I thought, and I gave him the notes, and then I went to the opening with my grandmother. My grandmother was still alive, and my grandmother and my aunt, my grandmother's daughter, my mother's sister. And I was in this thing was going on. I was so high, and it was going on, and I was suddenly on television. And I'm on television thinking, you know, classic, what the fuck is this? And I'm there saying, I don't know what to say about anything. You know, small talk never came easy. So I'm on there talking to somebody about, you know, literally nothing. And so I'm saying, huh? And I'm thinking, and I was like, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into the movie house, and then I'm going to leave. As soon as the lights go down, Al goes out. And that's what I did. The lights went down. I swept out of there. I went to a place down on 44th Street, Al Ruddy, who I loved, the producer.
Yep.
I loved this guy. He was with me all the way on the film. He was he knows how much I love this. Yeah. But I got so drunk in this place, in the bar. We kept drinking. I was so ossified. Then there was a party, so I didn't see the film. No.
Well, it turned out pretty well, yeah.
Oh, I finally saw it. Last week I had
caught up with it.
It was really good.